Check. Yes, sir. Let's see. Oh my goodness, bougie, bougie. I'm telling you, with that cup full of brown.
That is
Yeah,
apple juice.
right. Of course it is.
Right here.
Of course it is. She brought her a beer.
Apple
That's what
juice.
she basically
Yeah,
did.
that's it.
Thank you, Doctor.
That's
Ain't that what we
right.
got?
Yeah,
Apple juice.
Right.
Exactly.
Who drank my apple juice?
Right.
You want some?
The best ever.
She said my Red Bull. Give me some of that. No, I don't want none of that. Let me get some of the Red Bull. Rashes. That's good. That's good. What'd you say about your hair?
I said no, I didn't waste it out.
Okay, y'all. Let's run through real quick. Yeah, we can get Tanya's drop. About 4 minutes. We got time. Tanya, you gonna say, hey, this is Dr. Tanya Lyons. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Who moved the
Okay.
mic?
I don't know.
You looking in that camera? Right there?
Okay.
These folks waiting online like.
Don't take you a shot before you do it, though.
No. Hi, this is Dr. Tanya Lyons, and you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Excellent. Let me see some.
Was I looking down?
No, it wasn't you. It's not you, it's me then.
Ha! You used to saying that, huh? Oh, I was saying. That's he is right there. You stand close. You stand. Close to me. I just got to keep my mic right here.
Yeah, don't look at that. You're here.
Oh, okay.
But that's perfect, though. Now, do it again. Hey, stand up straight, though.
Stand up straight.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Okay.
go ahead.
Hi, this is Dr. Tanya Lyons, and you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Anytime you're ready.
Hi, this is Dr. Tanya Lyons, and you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Give me. You don't have to give me another, but plug your business.
Oh,
Oh, that part.
okay. Hi, I'm Dr. Tanya Lyons of New Image Family Dentistry. We're
Hey, y'all,
located
quiet on set, please, sir. Please, y'all. Okay, come on.
Okay. Hi, I'm Dr. Tanya Lyons of New Image Family Dentistry. We're located at 3719 Riverdale Road in Memphis, Tennessee. The phone number is 901-365-2000. We'd love to have you.
She's gonna hook up them damn Dracula teeth y'all got, so get to it. Go ahead, do another. I'm sorry.
Ah!
Do it again.
Do it again? Okay. Huh? I'll do RDC too. Okay. All right. I am Dr. Tanya Lyons of New Image Family Dentistry at 3719 Riverdale Road in Memphis, Tennessee. Our phone number is 901-365-2000. I also have a nonprofit where I feed the hungry, Rock Development Corporation, located at 6720 East Rains Road. The phone number is 901-375-4200.
Dentistry.
Okay. Hi, I'm Dr. Tanya Lyons of New Image Family Dentistry. We're located at 3719 Riverdale. Okay. Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. Hi, I'm Dr. Tanya Lyons, President and CEO of New Image Family Dentistry, located at 3719 Riverdale Road in Memphis, Tennessee. Our phone number is 901-375-4200. Oh, wrong number. I mixed the numbers up. You got to cancel that one. No, that was the church number. I got too many businesses. No.
1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tanya Lyons of New Image Family Dentistry. We're located at 3719 Riverdale Road in Memphis, Tennessee. Our phone number is 901-365-2000. 901-365-2000.
And look, if your breath funky, come see Dr. Lyons.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's go. Let's get it.
It's on Facebook. They ready.
Okay, it's on Facebook. They already locked in. Where's the tape? Anybody got the tape? Here it is. I got it.
That's got to put my shirt on.
We're ready to get this. It's gonna be a good show, y'all. Let's do this. Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project, Dr. Lyon. Again, because this is your second time being on the show.
Yeah.
Remember
Okay.
Remember the
Long time
original
ago.
iteration of the show?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. We're ready, baby. Let's get it. Get it. Don't stop. Get it. Get it. Yeah, you can.
Hood Cam.
Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. Today we're talking about Charlemagne the God and Anderson Cooper linked up in an interview. We're going to talk about that. Trump versus Harris. Are black women being held to a higher standard? We're going to talk about that. Also, this is the first of many. A mother is suing an AI company for the death of her teenager. We're going to talk about that. And we got in the building the amazing, hot, super hot Dr. Tanya Lyons in the building, y'all.
Yeah.
So don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. Let me say that again because I feel like I might have jumped in a little early for Nichelle. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Let's give it up for that.
Say that.
Let's give it up for that. Yeah, man. We went over 5 million views a few weeks ago. You know, we crossed over 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. And, you know, we've got a few thousand on all of the other platforms, and so we are growing. We just started in February, y'all. So,
wow.
so that's big, man. We're excited about that. Yeah. So this segment is brought to you by Popular Mail, popularmail.com. As a matter of fact, I am wearing my Popular Mail shirt.
Nice.
Can y'all see that?
And your breast cancer
You
pink.
wanted to wear pink
got
today?
your breast cancer awareness
Yep,
pink
got that
on.
pink, got that pink on. That's right. Yeah, man. There's a lot of stuff happening. Man, there's so much stuff happening. We couldn't even cover all of the things that's happening. But Kojak, I know I'm gonna watch that World Series tonight. So I just want to just mention Dodgers, LA, Dodgers. Right.
Classic
LA.
battle.
Yeah, classic battle. You know, also, Young Dirk, you know, I'm just throwing that out just for mention. Right, Young Dirk getting caught up in in his stuff, but
Try to flee away.
right, we tried to flee away. Yeah, yeah, man. Well, anyway, so listen.
It's little Dirk.
Yeah, damn, I did say Young Dirk, didn't I?
You showing your age?
Yeah,
ain't
I'm
you,
telling you,
little
man.
Dirk?
Damn, y'all.
Lil
Yeah,
Young.
my daughter's gonna run me off with rakes and pitchforks. Dad, his name is Lil Dirk. She used to be
Dirk.
his biggest fan. But anyway, so look, but a Florida mother, right? A Florida mother is suing it's character AI, claiming that their chatbots, right, engaged her 14-year-old son, and he committed suicide.
Wow.
You know, and so this is going to be, there's going to be a lot of talk about that. Let's run that video, Nichelle.
Center of a lawsuit just filed in a Florida federal court. A family is grieving after the tragic loss of a 14-year-old high school freshman. They say that young man, Sewell Setzer, took his own life back in February after an obsessive relationship with an AI chatbot. Now his mother has filed suit saying the inventors of the character AI chatbot should have known of the danger of this creation. Elizabeth Pran joins us now live with this troubling story. And Elizabeth, this is catching parents' attention everywhere because he fell in love with a Game of Thrones chatbot. That's obviously an extremely popular video game.
Very, very popular. Yeah, this story is horrific. Sewell's mom is on a mission.
Yeah, man, that's that's
crazy.
that's actually incredibly sad
And scary.
And it's been brought to my attention that I'm gonna be sued in here because I didn't even introduce my co-host.
Oh, no, I love it.
And it's because of Tanya Lyons. But
It's
y'all
that
give
red.
it
That
up.
red.
I'm in here with that red on.
Blood pressure
Look,
on her.
and Angelica's like, man, you think Miss Seeley done walked? That Miss Suge done walked in. Little Gabriel done walked
No,
in.
you did say
Get my
Seeley.
good suit. Yeah.
Nah,
Hey,
we
but
don't
look, y'all
know.
give it up for my wonderful, wonderful co-host Angelica Jelly Woods in the building.
Ain't no going back. Ain't no going back.
Damn. Hey, it ain't gonna look like this on the edited
She
version.
Kamala Harris. She
Don't
not
go
going
back.
back. Don't go back.
Hey, it won't look like this on the edited version, right? It'll look like I did everything I was supposed to do. Yeah. But man, thank you, Angelica. We love you, Angelica. I didn't forget about you standing to my right. I did forget about DJ Kojak because Kojak was missing last week, right?
He was.
Missing
He
in
was
action.
lying like he
Yeah,
has in the
man,
beat.
like he, right.
But I appreciate my homie Howard Q for holding it down.
Howard Q came. Yeah, give it up for Howard Q. He came in and held it down last week.
You know, it was the right topic for him. I've been knowing him a long time.
Yeah, we had the cooch doctor in here. Like,
Oh,
yeah. Dr. Lynette Anderson. What a great show, though. Actually, really good show.
Wonderful show.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Everybody know Dr.
yes,
Anderson.
yes.
Man, so y'all give it up for my DJ. He's my DJ Kojak in the building. Yeah. Oh, wow. She gave him a Marshall clap. My goodness. Oh. Okay, slow clap, man. DJ Kojak. Hey, Kojak, do me a favor, man. Scratch it up 4 times for the doctor.
Here we go for the doctor.
For the doctor.
Bam.
Wham. Oh, not the backspin.
Hey, that's for the doctor. That red that she wore.
That red,
Shoot. Okay.
get you-
Dr. Lyons.
Yeah.
Dr. Lyons. I have to ask this before I introduce you because this is a test. Did you hear that scratch?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Give it up for it. There it is. Okay. Angelica be hating.
Make sure you shop with the
Right. Good doctor. And y'all give it up for the wonderful, beautiful Dr. Tanya Lyons in the building. Yeah. All right, Dr. Lyons, thank you. It's wonderful to have you. We're excited to have you. You know, we want to talk to you a little bit about your story, a little bit about, everything that's going on. But first, we want to talk about this story. This Florida mom, she's suing character AI, Angelica.
Good old AI.
Kojak, Dr. Lyons.
Yes.
And because her son was engaging with this AI platform, and it was tied to Game of Thrones.
Wow.
And apparently, based on what's being said, he was really, really enthralled with, this AI and this chatbot character. And from what I read or what I was told, and and this, so this comes from NBC. So so we're gonna make sure that we say where our source is because we don't want folks trying to don't come for us, come for NBC. But apparently this 14-year-old was so enthralled with this thing, and I think the bot said something like "come to me," and I guess it was interpreted as "come to me," and he took his own life. And so now that mom is suing character AI for the death of her son.
But I wonder how long he had to be watching that, like engaged on this bot. Like I'm talking about like back to back. Like how some kids just sit. They call them stations. They say they babysitting the kids because a lot of moms do that. They get them games and they just let them babysit them and go get the tablet, go and get on the game. I wonder how long. Each day, like he engaged in the game.
Did you have something?
Well, I'm just saying AI. Back in the day, we can tell when something was fake. AI is becoming so authentic and it looks so real. Like I just made some commercials for my club, Hip Hop Lounge. And
Get a plug in.
How did he segue? From the story to Hip Hop Lounge, Angelica?
Let me finish.
It was epic.
Angelica, help me.
I had
on that
Snoop
one.
Dogg, I had Nicki Minaj all talking about my club.
Okay.
And they're talking about it.
Yeah.
It's AI.
Yeah.
And I
But
put
it
it
looked
up
real.
and it looked real.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
But that's a perfect. Go ahead, Dr. Lyons. What were you about to say?
Well, I mean, I know this is going to be a precedent case because it, hasn't happened before, but we do have to assess and address our own children, daily. I know that, and sorry for the mother's loss. Truly, I am. That's one of the worst things that a parent could ever go through is the loss of a child, and I'm sure she wants to, get some type of retribution for what has happened. However, we do have to, as parents, have to take a look at ourselves and see, okay, just as my sister said here, how long was he doing this? How long did this, if he was already dealing with some psychological issues, some mental health issues, and this person became his friend, as parents, we should know that. I remember hearing my son in there playing the games and you know, talking to other people, and I'm like, this sound like folk in my house.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
so I'm, you know, I'm one of them old school mamas. I got to bust in.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right.
what's going on, and
Right.
so I think, you know, too,
So
we
what?
do.
So what you catch Judah doing when you bust in?
Well, he was on playing that.
okay. I'm trying.
acting
Yeah,
out.
I'm
look,
busting in on him doing some other things, you
Oh,
know.
oh,
We
okay.
about to go
But he-
there.
and
We
he
about to go
probably
there real quick.
but
We
you
about to
know,
go there real
get
quick.
real
we're
mad.
going
Leave your mama alone.
Nah, we're
Leave
going
your
there.
mama
We're going
alone.
there. We're going there.
You
We're
know,
going there.
I'm a single mama, so the
Right.
teenage boys locking them doors.
Man, man.
Don't
A
lock
little
doors
rough.
around here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
right. If you ain't paying no bills, don't lock no doors.
Man,
Yeah,
man,
that's what
y'all,
Martin
look,
Luther
that,
said.
yeah,
And
make
they
them
get
uncom-
emotional too. I have one. They,
Right.
they playing that game. They're cussing. You know, they fighting in there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, be
Yeah,
yelling.
They're really into. It's a whole world for them.
Mhm.
You understand? They can buy cars. They got money on the game and don't have money in real life.
Right.
So
right.
they into that.
And that becomes their. We used to have imaginary friends that didn't talk back to us.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
imaginary friends now actually talk back.
Yeah. Hold a
So,
whole conversation with
A whole conversation that would engage. So, you know, the parents, we have to catch up just like, you know, the children. But, you know, with the pandemic as well, a lot of these kids, that became their friend because they couldn't go outside. They couldn't go, you know, shoot basketball.
Yeah.
So this person on the other end of this computer became their buddy that wouldn't give them COVID.
And that's what a lot of pedophiles used to use back in the days. They were,
No, they're
were-
using it today.
well,
Today.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they've been locking down. They've been whoever online, FBI, whoever. But a lot of pedophiles bank on that interaction and lie about their age and talk and
Yes.
lure kids into a park somewhere and kidnap
Yes.
them or do something like that.
You know,
So
I
it's
dropped,
never bad.
I dropped a video in our messenger last night about, you know, these kids play Roblox, right?
Mhm.
And
That's what I'm saying.
and there was a 38-year-old dude that showed up at this woman's house,
Ooh.
and her daughter's 12 gave him the address because he was her friend on
Yeah.
Roblox.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the rat bastard had the nerve to ask this black mama, tell his black mama, no, I just came, I want to play the game with her. The fuck?
What?
Like, how? Man, you don't
What?
get your ugly
Yeah,
ass out here, man.
right,
Man, the-
It's called dodge this bullet.
Exactly. That's the game you finna play.
You know, it's interesting, this whole story, right? Because I'm telling y'all, this is going to open up floodgates because
Yeah.
we're in uncharted territory, right?
Yeah.
We are literally in a space like a frontier for AI. There are no rules right
Yeah,
now, right?
this
But
is
I guarantee you,
precedent.
we're about
Yes,
to,
yeah.
these laws are about to start flying
Yeah.
left and right about this
Yeah.
AI. But what's going to happen on the law side of it, you know, these AI folks are going to start hitting them elected officials with that campaign
With that money.
and right to get them to just
Yep.
quiet down and shut up.
Yep.
You know, don't mind your own business.
Well, it's a
so on and so-
Pandora's box. For
It
sure.
is a Pandora's box. There's
Yeah,
great
for
on
sure.
one side of it, and then there's, you know, possibly disaster like this
Yeah.
on the other side of it. On the other
Definitely.
side. So yeah, man, it's,
Definitely.
you know, but you know, I like change, right? I like it's, you know, it's exciting where we're going, but it's going to be interesting to say the least. So to your point too, Kojak, I got an ad about, and I was going to actually get on this app that will allow you to recreate your AI bot that looks like you and sounds like you. So then all you have to do is put in the script, and you will actually be doing your own ads.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Yeah,
frontier, man, this thing, and just think about it. We're in the baby stages. We're in the infancy stages. with it.
Cocaine in the 80s.
Woo, come on, man. What? I don't know what they got to do with anything, but you know, that was random as fuck. Kojak, that was random as hell. That man said cocaine in the 80s.
I got it. I caught it.
You got it.
You caught it. That's because y'all did cocaine in the 80s.
The laws are
I
coming.
was born in '86. My brother was born in '80s. You're not gonna
What we
put me
looking
in
like,
there.
Michelle?
It's all about the money.
Yeah.
Hey, so but look, let's shift gears real quick. We got to talk about Charlemagne's interview with Anderson Cooper. You know,
Loved it.
interesting. Charlemagne, whoever
Loved
his
it.
publicist, whoever his team is, man, they own
Own
their
it.
shit, man.
They're
Because that
doing
man
that.
is
Everywhere.
man. That man is
On
he
CNN.
stepped on the gas with a
Yes.
global
Yes.
with now a global personality. But
Yeah,
they're
no
talking
breaks.
about They're
Yep.
talking about Kamala Harris, right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting. This has been kind of a trending topic about whether or not, you know, Kamala Harris is being held to a different standard as Donald Trump, and it's almost obvious. Run that video, Nichelle.
I think that's why it had a reaction. You know, Donald Trump, he, you know, for whatever you think about him, if you like him, if you hate him, he is certainly who he is. He's showing us who he is every single day.
Yeah, which is a fascist. And it's crazy because you still don't have news networks having that conversation. Like when somebody says, when somebody questions Kamala Harris's blackness or is he a DEI hire, y'all will have roundtable discussions about that, asking that question. How come you're not having roundtable discussions asking, is Donald Trump a fascist? Actually, not even asking it, stating it. I mean, when you look at the things that he's talking about doing, jailing journalists, jailing his political opponents, turning the military on American citizens. The guy said he wanted to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. How come that is not the topic of discussion on networks like CNN every day?
But do you
Love it. Hey, and you know, I gotta give it to Charlemagne, right? Because that shit was spot on, right?
Yes,
Of him challenging, you know, these media networks, right? It's like they get scared, or there's a directive possibly, you know, into how we slant the news. One of the things I've been asking, we had Jeremy Pierre on the show a couple of weeks ago, and I said, man, shit, what's the responsibility though for the media outlets, for the news stations, and the role that they play on the psyche of the people of Memphis and the city of Memphis, and the role they play on the economic development as they're continually battering people mentally with death and, you know, destruction, murder, kill, murder every single day, multiple times a day. What's the difference between that and you living in a violent household or an abusive relationship where every single time you turn around, they tell you something negative about yourself? Right. And, you know, and so there has to be some ACEs that are, you know, taking place, some adverse childhood experiences or adverse adult experiences, you know, that are happening as we're being filled with, you know, the fact that saying that only thing we're about is murder. And there's so much other good stuff that's happening and taking place in our city. But Dr. Lyons, are they holding Kamala Harris to a higher standard than what they are, Donald Trump?
They absolutely are. I think it was Van Jones that said she has to be flawless while he can be lawless.
Yeah, that was a good quote. And then he started crying.
Huh?
And then he started crying
Right.
after that.
Right.
I'm just
Well, you know,
kidding.
he
He didn't.
does that. You know, he does that.
He
But
cried
no,
more
I
than
mean,
Angelica.
but
Yeah,
you know, what I saw even as she did the town hall the other night, like they have so traumatized this woman with, you know, misconstruing and giving misinformation about what she says that, I mean, you saw like she was almost, just traumatized. So, you know, and that's what ends up happening is they will hold us to a higher standard. There is no way that if the tables were turned and he had the credentials that she has and the experience that she has, and she were in his shoes, who is you just a reality star that didn't even really have a good business. There is no way that there would even be a competition.
But don't you find it amazing that we're even having this conversation with a woman who has all of the qualifications that she has, the most qualified individual probably in the country, aside of Barack Obama, you know, and George Bush, who has experience in being a president, right? To be president, right? And the fact that
Currently
she
vice
is,
president.
you know, they're holding her to a higher standard than they're holding Trump to.
What's even more frightening is how close the race is. That's what frightens me more than anything. I mean, they are holding her to a higher standard, and I was heavily grieved. I was, watching some shows earlier today, and I got heavily grieved. But my grief came from the fact that, like, literally out of General Kelly's mouth, he has said, this man is a fascist.
Right.
He's dangerous.
Yeah.
And the race is getting closer every time we turn the television on. That's frightening because what's happening to America that we would want that?
Yeah.
But I think even to piggyback, not even in this position as VP Harris, Black women, period, we always got to do, we don't have no days off. We always got to come with A game. We always have to work a little bit harder. We always have to be a step ahead. We're just on a higher. We have two. What are you gonna say? We have two barriers for us. We're women.
Double minority.
We're women and Black.
Yeah.
So we always have to work twice as hard. Hers is to be seen, heard. We got to come. If a man says something, Y'all probably ain't gonna fact check him. Check him. Check him. But it let us. We need to have receipts, everything. We just always have to be ready. It's just something we're
And the
used to.
sad part is we're hardest on ourselves.
Yep.
From working in the restaurant business all the way up to being a doctor, the people that I've had the hardest time with is sisters.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I call them pretty girl problems.
Yeah.
You know, when and this is a reality. We are hardest on ourselves.
On the other black women.
On
we hard.
other black
That's why I
women.
tell Parkinson, y'all could just barely wash our balls and fall out the bed coming up.
What's wrong with that?
Your nails
What's
ain't
wrong
got to be
with that?
done. I'm like, I'm have booty
What's
scratching
wrong with
nails
that?
going to freedom.
Kodak, why we
The
get
freedom
through
word.
all
They
this
gonna
stuff?
zoom in the picture
And
Yep.
and you don't need no makeup. No,
Yeah.
women critique. They said women get dressed for other women. Essentially,
Kodak,
not
that's
men.
why
do.
these black dudes are screaming bloody murder about voting for Kamala Harris because of stuff like that. You know, because they saying all we do is get up, roll out the bed, and don't even barely wash our balls.
Barely wash them.
No,
Yeah.
you know, now we love the brothers. Come on now, we love the brothers. You know, and
But what about the wash balls part?
yeah, we want clean balls.
Okay.
We
Just
do.
kidding. I'm asking for a
They say you
friend.
want clean balls. Oh God.
You know. Oh, and let me
just say that
let me
we
do this
got it.
disclaimer, cause y'all know that people connect me as a church girl too. So
Yeah.
you know,
But
the
you're still
thoughts
human,
and
right?
opinions
Right.
Yeah, you
right.
fine.
ain't got nothing to do with my church.
Right,
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, we want them clean.
Well, damn. But look, y'all.
need them.
Look, y'all. Y'all don't go anywhere because women being held to a higher standard doesn't only apply to politics, right, and public-facing careers. You know, it can happen in relationships too. And so find out how when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be right
Got
back. You're
stuff to
watching the
say.
Antonio Parkinson Project.
Parkinson. I told you the trick.
Okay. Well, you teaching the men something.
Boy, y'all. Boy, hey, man, if y'all could just hear the conversation
TikTok, dude.
going on between the sets. Man, shout out to our TikTok folks that following on TikTok because they getting all the conversation. They talking about flossing with hair and
Lies.
talking about you know porn trims.
Why are you lying?
And
Parkinson?
because
You
she
don't
said
want
she said she wanted one of them with no hair on the balls, right? And I'm like, isn't
Now,
that
who
the
said
porn?
that? Who said
Isn't that
that?
the porn cut?
You said that.
That's what he
Right,
said.
right. Because she said she didn't want to be choking on no hair. I mean, Angelica, and then you said something about it make
No,
the
I
man
did not.
make
Are
the
y'all
man.
serious? I'm sitting here
Come
reading
on
my
now.
notes,
Okay. Oh, okay.
trying to be ready, so I'm
Right.
in trouble. And here you is putting words in my mouth. I tell you.
Well, damn. Hey, what's her nickname? Polly Pureheart. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Pure heart.
Yeah, Polly
Yeah.
Pureheart with her glass of crown over
These
there.
are all things
Apple
we heard
juice.
about.
Yeah,
Apple juice.
right. Apple juice.
I've heard about.
Okay, yeah. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market.
Say
Let's
that.
go. This is why though.
Say
this
that.
is why, y'all. This is why, cause we ain't scared to talk about it. I also have to say, thank Dr. Tanya Lyons for joining us, man, because we're excited to have you. She's a wonderful soul, y'all. If y'all don't know her beyond her professional life, she is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person. And so we're excited to have her. Give it up for my wonderful co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods in the building.
Oh,
Give
he
it
did
up.
it right this time, y'all. He did it right. Give him up.
Yeah. I'm telling you, boy, Angelica over there in slow motion with that crown. Boy, I'm
That
telling you,
Welch's.
I am
Man,
going to
that
Zubu and drinking apple juice.
Right.
drinking
yeah,
apple
she's
I'm going to Zubu.
Boo-hoo. Yeah, I got you.
Sugar gonna be cooking, mom.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know Welch's make Crown apple juice.
Yeah,
just
apparently,
regular.
yeah.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you,
she
Doctor.
poured in
Apple
she
juice.
poured in the apple juice and just shook it up, right?
Oh,
No, that's cold blood. That's cold
I
move,
did
right?
not.
That's
They be
a corner
lying.
move.
Lord.
Right, yeah. Y'all, that's my DJ. Give it up for my DJ Kojak in the building. Yeah.
up in
Angelica ain't clapped for you not one time today, man.
I saw that, man.
I'm
She
watching
made
this,
it.
man.
I'm sorry. I'm watching
oh.
comments online. I'm sorry. I'll go DJ.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Last
Michelle,
show
for
she was
catching it.
clapping up.
She was clapping up for Howard
she was
Q,
clapping
man.
for
I mean,
Storm.
she was like,
What's going
Howard
on?
Q.
And I
Man,
got him at the
It's
end.
the whole
though.
D&D.
You know, she tried to fire you one time before. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
Oh, geez.
man. So man, look, I don't know what's going on with Angelica and Kojak, this relationship. But Dr. Tanya Lyons in the building, give it up for you. Yeah. Oh, Kojak, look how hard she clapped for Dr. Tanya Lyons, man. Did you see that?
Didn't we just say women have it twice hard?
Oh boy. Well, Dr. Lyons, let's talk about your story.
Okay.
Let's get into this. Let's get into this. And actually, let me set this up, because speaking of, let me set this up. Did you hear DJ Kojak say that the last show, man? Let me set this up. And that was a growth moment for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told him to keep that same energy he had this morning.
Right. Okay. So, Dr. Lyons, because your story, I think people need to hear your story.
Yeah.
I think you need to tell it over and over and over again, because remember the first time I heard it, I told you it would help a lot of people.
Yeah,
and this was before the book.
Yeah.
This was before the book.
did.
Yeah. So so walk us through it.
A little bit about me.
Come on now.
Okay.
Come on now.
It was a head turn.
Right,
You know it's gonna be
right.
good
A little
about
bit
me.
about me. Well, so I am a 15-year breast cancer survivor.
Yeah, give it up for that, man. Give it up to God. Yeah. Yes.
And I went through breast cancer and divorce at the same time.
Damn. Boy, that's a lot.
So I got
Wait a
diagnosed.
minute. Wait.
Yeah.
I need
Back that
people
up a
to
little
really,
bit.
really just
Yeah.
absorb what she
You
just
went on that
said.
too fast. I done
You
put my
went
lip gloss
through
on.
breast cancer and divorce at the same time.
Yes.
That's a lot.
So I was a former first lady of a church.
Yeah, wow.
Ma'am.
And of course, being a first lady, of course, my husband was the pastor of the church. And I got diagnosed with breast cancer April 9th of 2009. And breast cancer was a bit much for him. So he decided that he wanted a divorce. So on a Sunday morning in church,
Not so
In
much.
church?
Oh, geez.
in
I'm about to have a seat.
church,
I'm having a seat.
no, he got up and informed me that we would be getting a divorce
In church?
in church on a Sunday
Wait a
morning.
minute. Wait. In front of the
1100
congregation?
with 1,100 people
How
watching.
did
said
that
1100.
look? Walker, I'm sorry. This is my first time hearing that part.
Yeah.
So what did that look like?
Actually, and I've talked to so many people. At that time, we had one of the largest churches, fastest growing churches in the city of Memphis. It was called Solid Rock Christian Church, and I mean, it was just it was the place to be.
Right.
So 1,100 people sitting in the congregation. Many people thought it was a play. That's what I've heard several times. We thought y'all were joking, and I really didn't even think anything of it. He told me bring my gray suit. He had stayed in the church for the weekend.
He told you what to bring.
And that wasn't unusual because he's a pastor, so it huge church. We had it was an apartment inside the church. He said, "Bring my gray suit." But when I brought the gray suit, he didn't come down. He had his armor bearer get the suit. So I was like, okay, that was strange. That was a little strange.
Okay.
But when we got out there, he got up in front of the congregation. He walked to the pulpit and kind of stumbled. And he looked back, and a young lady stood up, like, "Yeah, you better."
Oh shit! What the?
So I'm
wait a
looking like, what's going on?
Hold
I
on.
looked back, and one of his relatives tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Don't you move." I looked down. There was a gun in the purse.
Whoa. Now.
So
Look at-
I'm like, wait a minute. I had my baby who was a year old at
Hold
the
on.
time.
Wait a minute. Wait.
What was this church
Wait a
at?
minute.
What-
Wait. So a young lady tapped you on your shoulder and said, "Don't you move."
Don't move.
Did you know this person?
I could say who it is, but
Oh,
it's a
no.
relative of his.
Oh, no, okay, don't. That's all right.
And they had
One
a
of his
gun.
relatives.
Hold on. The gun.
Yeah, on top of her purse. She said, and so I'm like, whoa, what's going on? So he said, and I don't know why he picked this particular news outlet, but he said, "You all will be reading in Memphis Daily News that I'm about to ask my wife for a divorce."
What in the?
So I looked up, and I had 21 family members that attended the church. So I looked up and saw my cousin that wasn't quite all the way saved yet.
Come on now.
And I saw him running, and he about 330
He
pounds.
call that
I saw
saved
him running
tendencies.
down the steps. I looked back and I saw my brother,
Oh,
and I'm like, this ain't finna be good.
what in the
So I'm like,
world?
what are you doing? And I look back, and the young lady had made it to the back of the pulpit at this time. Yeah, you finna be the X. You finna be the X.
The young lady that stood up.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so
Doing
they
service?
left together. Now, mind you,
Wait a minute.
Who left together?
him and the young lady.
And he had made the announcement.
Yes, he had made the announcement at this time. It was total disarray. People were grabbing their purses, leaving out, and it was just crazy.
Was she a normal?
Oh,
church, or was she a visitor?
I could really, really go deep.
But
was she a visitor?
No.
Okay, she was a
No.
regular
Member.
you knew her?
on
Yes.
roll. What y'all say down
Yes,
here on
she
roll?
was actually employed by us, and
okay.
So,
I'm
Hold on,
okay.
what stage? Hold on. Let's go back to the cancer. So at this time.
that's what I was getting ready to get to.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So I had gone now, mind you, I had gone from a size 12 to a size 2 in 4 months. battling
But you
breast cancer.
shapely, baby. I don't
Uh-huh,
mean
but
no
I got
harm,
it
but
bad. I got it
no,
bad.
wait a
I
minute.
got
Nah,
it all
but you shapely as
Damn.
size two.
And it's
Size
size
two,
two.
shit.
Well,
yeah.
you know, but going through that, and so I'm sitting there saying, this just can't be real. So I'm battling that.
Mm.
Then this happens. Then the following Monday, I get a fax from an attorney that says he wants $7,500 a month alimony and
then he wants some support.
$40,000 lump sum.
Oh, okay.
So here I am having to battle, because I still got a 1-year-old at that time and a 6-year-old that I gotta be okay for. So the 6-year-old is actually the 21-year-old in the room.
Right.
But so I'm like, that all happened on a Sunday morning.
On a Sunday morning.
Sunday morning in front of 1,100 witnesses.
Let's pause for a second. Because I need the audience and I need myself to be able to
Yeah,
ingest it.
comments
I've heard
are
the story,
comments are
but
jumping.
look, it just is.
never heard
It's
it.
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you mentally at that moment, that Sunday when this thing drops, and did you see it coming?
No, I did not see it coming at all. I did not see it coming at all. Mentally, I am always a survivor. Always a survivor. So my thought was, I got my family members here. There's my 2 children that are here. It's sink or swim right now. So a young lady had sat, and matter of fact, I just saw her mom on yesterday. A young lady sat in the congregation because they loved us so much, and she took a bottle of pills. Like she literally tried. So I'm trying to. People were calling 911 for her because she's saying, "This is my mother and father in the gospel, and I'm losing them." So she took a bottle of pills. So I'm having to care for people right then.
Even in your worst moment.
In my worst moment, size 2, bald headed, my eyelashes and fingernails had fallen off.
2 babies.
2 children, and
front of
having to try
1,100
to
people.
care
For
for
another
the
lady.
situation.
My goodness.
And so ambulances are coming, trying to help her and deal with that. I'm trying to, like, I went up to him like, "What are you doing?" And of course, then he fled. Now, he and I have had conversations since then. Of course, I finally got an apology from him just May of 2023.
Okay, hold on. You jumping too fast, too forward.
So I got
for us.
too forward.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
let's go back
Yeah,
to
so-
the situation.
So
But yeah.
So he says this at the church in
Yes.
front of 1,100 people. A lady in the church is trying to kill
Commit
herself.
suicide, yes.
And you're having to care for this lady.
Care for her.
911 has been called.
Yes.
The
Cousins
fire
coming.
department
Cousins
is
coming too.
coming.
Yeah, they
the
ready to
church is
fight.
up in array.
Yes.
What was the choir doing? The choir's like, what
Yeah,
the
well,
right?
well,
I got to see this
The
visually.
bulk of the people ran out.
Ran out.
Like this is it was so crazy. Like, do we find him? Some of them said they were going to look, see if they could catch him and the girl. Some of them coming up trying to hug me.
Who was on the mic at this time?
I was.
Oh, you
at
were
this
on. You
point
got on the
saying,
mic. Okay.
Please, y'all. Please, let's calm down. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. What's happening back there? Because that's
See
what
how
I was
black
trying
women
to find.
step up. You see,
I'm
you see how
trying to
black
find
women step
out,
up?
like,
through the
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Always
find
got
out. Can somebody tell me what happened back there? They said she took
Right.
a bottle of
Yeah,
pills.
forget what he said, but you got somebody dying over here.
Yeah, like I'll deal with him later
Uh-huh.
because right now we got all of these people and they're in our care and one of them gone. So that's what happened. I was up on the mic at that point.
Oh,
The next day, having to actually deal with, okay, now I'm gonna have to be able to live because I know that this man is savvy. He has a master's in business. He's savvy with money.
Okay, pause right there for a
Okay.
second.
One
Pause
drama.
right there for a second. Pause
So-
right there. Pause right there.
But one
Let me
drama.
let me ask this. And I
Uh-huh.
know y'all are enthralled with the story, Kojak and Angelica, but y'all jump in here.
Yeah,
But so cause look,
I'm sorry.
I've
but
been jumping
yeah,
in.
but so I'm my thing is the where you were mentally, right? So the you know that
Disbelief.
night
That night.
when you're home by yourself
Mhm.
and with the kids.
You
I
go
didn't
back
get
to
a
your
I
house
didn't
though?
get a chance to be by myself
Okay, okay.
because a lot of the people from the church just came to the house.
Gotcha. Okay.
They
It's
came
almost
to the
like a
house.
funeral.
To your house.
To
So
my
he
house.
left the house.
Yeah,
Okay.
he left the house.
Mhm.
And they came to my house. What are we gonna do? What just happened? You know, just totally confused.
Mhm.
You know, and we just tried to get through the evening. One of my really close friends, she's a banker.
Mhm.
She said, "Okay, get it together."
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because business
Because
now.
at the end of the day,
Mhm.
you got this $2 million house you living in,
Mhm.
and you got 2 children.
Mm.
So she's like, we need to, do
Yeah.
what we need to
You
do.
gotta handle the business.
So I
you
had
can
to
cry
go-
later.
Cry later.
Cry later, but we better seal these
you
accounts.
automatically go
Mhm.
into
To
survival
survival mode.
mode.
Yeah.
And so we went to the bank, pulled all the money out the bank,
Good job. Go on,
left
good
out
job.
with a duffel bag with $160,000.
Woo!
In
Bam.
cash
Right.
now? Okay.
You
yeah,
look
let's
secured the
get that.
bag.
No.
What you say? You secured the
secured the
bag.
bag.
Secured the bag.
Secured the bag.
Pink duffel bag.
Right, right.
I need all of that.
Right.
And immediately, the lady from the bank said, within an hour to 2 hours, he just came.
Damn.
See, men too slow. They be too late. They be too late.
But it was my friend.
Yeah,
Like
but
she
friends
was
support.
like,
Mhm.
let's get it together.
Yeah.
We-
Right.
Come on now, because we got to
Friends.
keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's So we had to do that the next day. Then he went, and then immediately after that, I got the fax.
Mhm.
It was actually a fax
Mhm.
back then
Yeah.
that said we're requesting $7,500 a month alimony, $504 child support, and a $40,000 lump sum.
It's like you didn't get time to breathe or process. It's like a
I'm like,
dream.
And she's going through cancer.
Yeah.
That's the
Man.
part I keep saying.
Mind you,
Man.
cancer. And that's what, because when we ended up in court, that's what the judge said.
Mhm.
Sir, look at her. She had to walk in here with her mother and her best friend to
That
bring
said a
her
lot about
in
it.
here.
Yeah.
But
And you're an able-bodied man.
but that literally could have killed you.
It could.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
5 years into my cancer journey, the oncologist said, to be honest with Dr. Schwartzberg at West Clinic,
Mhm.
he said, Dr. Lyons, I really did not expect you to make it 5 years.
Oh, wow.
He said, I'm going to be honest
Wow.
with you.
Mm.
Because of the levels of stress that
Yeah.
you were going through,
Mhm.
I did not expect you to get to this 5-year point.
Mm.
And I'm 15 years in.
Come on, man. Come on, y'all.
Yes.
Come on, man. Ooh-wee.
Yeah. So,
Mm.
that it was a tough time.
Mhm.
And I had to go through a transformation because I really asked God. I was like, God, what did I do wrong?
I was
Like,
gonna ask you that.
I wasn't a church girl.
Mm.
I married into it. I wasn't, born and bred, to be no first lady.
Mhm.
None of that. Like, he introduced me, to a relationship
Mhm.
with God. My
Mhm.
ex-husband did. God told me that my sin was idol worship.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Explain that though.
I
Explain that.
idolized him because he introduced me to God.
Mm.
But what God showed me was, he said, open up your blinds. And in the back, it's a lake back there. He said, you see those diamonds? Look like diamonds flung across. Can he do that for you?
Mm.
Yeah.
He said, you see that sun coming through the trees?
Mm.
Can he do that for you?
My
Mm.
God.
He said, you idolized a man. And therein lies the problem with the black church today.
Mm.
We idolize flawed individuals
Oh, come on, baby. You better speak.
that, stand in front of a
Oh, we done
pulpit
tonight. We done.
and do all of these things,
Mm.
but in the end, they're only men.
And there are not no
man.
God.
Woo,
They're
they're not
no
God.
Come on.
And
They're
you can
not
get to
God.
him just like he can get
They're
to him.
not God.
Yes,
They're
they're not
They're not
God.
God. And I said, if I had to go through all of this to say this to people,
Yeah.
please don't idolize that person standing in the pulpit. The way God explained it to me and
Ooh,
the
wee.
revelation that I got was, The church is the bride of Christ.
He is, and he's yeah.
The bride of Christ.
The bride.
The pastor is supposed to be the best man.
Okay.
Now, he said, I'm coming back for a church without spot or wrinkle.
Yeah.
How did she get spots and wrinkles? Because the best man touched her. If
Hold on now.
If
Okay,
you left
hold
your wife,
Hold on.
God.
Parkinson, if you left your wife with your best man,
Oh,
and you came back and stuff was on her dress and it was wrinkled
She done
up,
got
Come back to the
cornhole.
mic. Come back to the mic.
She-
and
who she
She
been
done got-
messing with?
She done got cornhole.
See what I'm saying? Okay.
Oh,
So
Jesus,
that's what
we all
has
gotta
that's
make
what-
something wrong. Lord. We always gotta
Yeah,
make something
well.
wrong.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
A lot of the pastors, they are looking for glory for themselves.
Yeah.
People start to idolize them. You didn't call me when my knee was hurting.
Yeah.
Baby,
Yeah.
you can pray. The
Yeah.
veil was torn.
Yep.
The
Sure
veil was torn down so that we got direct access to God ourselves. So I asked God, what did I do wrong? Because you did not send me through no trial like that. And I ain't do nothing.
Hold that
But
thought.
sometimes we don't do
okay.
nothing.
Okay.
Sometimes-
Now,
No, that went over y'all head. You said she asked God what she do wrong. But her
She
husband.
didn't ask
But-
Angelica though.
But he showed
I'm a co-host. I can say what I
Right,
want.
right.
But he showed me.
Well, you said we don't do anything. But look, y'all don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back and ask Angelica what the hell she talking about women
Yeah.
not doing anything.
No,
so hit
that
that
ain't what I
subscribe button. We'll be
said.
right back. You're watching Antonio Parkinson Project.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. Look at here. I should trip you. Look.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Let's give it up. Hey, and this is why, right, man? Hey, listen, man. First of all, give it up for my lovely co-host Angelica Jelly Moore in the building.
We gotta read
Yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
comments. They
Man,
funny.
give it up for my DJ Kojak. I ain't gonna even ask you to scratch it up because I want to
Please.
jump right in this.
Let's do it.
Dr. Tanya Lyons in the building. Let's give it up for her. God,
Amazing
dog.
story. You can help so
I
many
tried
people.
to tell y'all, man. Listen.
Wow.
Oh boy.
This is something else right here.
Can I just say something about this
You
comment?
can
real
say
fast?
what you want to say.
Somebody said, "Baby, where is him and that floozy at now? Are they still together?
Okay, so what's interesting is
Is that floozy? That's a floozy, right?
Mhm.
Uh oh, somebody said, "Oh
Mhm. Yeah,
gosh."
yeah.
so
I
that was my
know.
daughter saying, "Oh God,"
Yeah.
because the person that he was with and dating, he couldn't ever marry if he wanted to.
Oh, come on.
Okay,
Why
now,
not? Why
no,
couldn't
no,
she-
no, no,
Why
no.
couldn't he marry the woman if he wanted?
She was underage.
She's a relative.
What the?
Okay,
What
well,
the
okay, I'm
fuck?
telling you, I gotta go to Zubu.
Wait, hold the fuck up.
Hold on, I didn't. I gotta go to Zubu. You better be
Wait a
lying.
minute.
dog.
Wait a minute. What?
This is a church of Jerry.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Right? No, this is a lifetime story.
And married.
No, this is Tyler
And
Perry.
married.
She's, wait a minute. She's a relative and married.
And married. So the ex-husband it was her husband at the time, brings all this evidence where he sees the text messages, the emails, he goes through all of her stuff. And he tries to bring me this evidence, and I'm like, at this point, I don't even care.
You done,
It's on you now, bro. You got to deal with that situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's not the actual person. A lot of people think that the person that he actually married was the person that he
That's
cheated
not
with.
that person.
It's not that person, even though he did marry her 63 days after we divorced.
Oh, okay. I have a
Wait.
question.
Oh.
But that wasn't who he left with.
This story moves too fast for my
But
my
most
for my
men do.
brain
They
cells.
move fast. They gotta replace. They
Yeah,
don't.
wait,
They don't
wait.
heal. So
And
Wait a minute.
again,
Wait a minute. Don't
okay.
walk past that,
Okay,
Angelica.
okay.
Thank you. I know your mind is moving fast because you're a woman.
yeah,
But-
as long as you know it. Okay.
He didn't marry the woman he stood up in church for,
He couldn't.
but
couldn't.
2 months later, he married the woman he's married to now.
the one that he's married to now, yes.
Where was this woman
Yeah.
when he was standing up in church?
I didn't know who she was. She was not a member of the church. I had never met her before. He put a post out that several of the members started sending me of KKK. So they thought he was
KKK?
saying something. Those were her initials though. So the people were thinking that it was something with, you know, with Ku Klux Klan, and her initials were KKK. So that was her name of the person that he married. He was letting the congregation know, which again, I want to bring up these things because there is such a toxic theology in the Black church right now that, you know, it forces men to marry.
It forces women to marry too.
In order to, but they're not leading.
Well,
these men are marrying in order to control a congregation.
Yeah, they like
I get you.
Yeah,
I get
you see what I'm
They
saying?
like a married
there are other churches that
they
have done
want
it.
to marry
There are other
pastor.
churches in this market that have done it too.
Yes,
There are
no,
other pastors.
a lot of them are doing that. Whether they are gay or straight, they're marrying women. That's a whole nother subject. They're marrying.
Going down a rabbit
Don't go
hole.
left.
I
Don't
felt
go
us
left.
going
I got
down a
a
rabbit hole.
They're marrying women in order to, and I didn't realize I was part of a plan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so it was.
I didn't realize that.
Pre-orchestrated.
When we went through, back then it was Bishop Long that, and I guess that's another story. That was his mentor.
Oh God! Hold on!
I don't know
Wait!
who it is anyways. I'm so
Okay,
glad I don't know.
Bishop Eddie Long, and we're gonna drop a video.
Yeah.
Bishop Eddie Long. You know, he's a mega pastor in Atlanta.
I know you're talking about.
Who got?
But now in Bishop Long's defense, Bishop Long said, "Don't divorce your wife. Don't leave that church." Bishop Long flew to Memphis to say those words to him, and then he even paid for us to go to a celebrity counselor, Dr. Gloria Morrow. She's phenomenal. But it didn't work. She
supposed to.
Is this before or after the announcement?
This was after the announcement had been made, and I had let him come back.
Somebody
So-
asked.
Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
asked.
Okay, hold
so
on.
He spent the block. He spent the
Oh,
block.
that wasn't spin the block. That was something else. But yeah,
but it was church, you know. So he realized. No, what I realized at that point was he had basically run out of money. So
You fucked up.
Yeah,
It's like in
yeah.
Minister Society. You know you fucked
yeah,
up.
so- yeah,
Hey, you know you fucked up.
So I let him come back, and we went out there to LA. And the actual counselor said, when I flew back to Memphis, because in there he said, "Well, I just thought she was gonna die. That's why I did what I did."
Wait, but okay.
Her
That's
glasses,
diabolical.
She had her glasses on because you remember at this same time, Pastor Joseph Walker, Bishop Walker in
Nashville.
His wife was going through cancer as well, and she died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She died.
Yeah.
He said, "I thought I was gonna be like Bishop Walker, and end up, you know, having to take you through a funeral and all that." The counselor, she had glasses on. She said, "Did you just say that out loud?" Like,
well, but you know, but and not in his defense, but mentally,
it was too much.
If a person is like deeply in love, and I'm not defending him. Y'all don't come for me. There's a mental thing that's taking place also with your caregivers.
You are exactly right, because what I ended up finding out in just, going through this year after year, 7 out of 10 men leave when their wife is diagnosed. I didn't say 3.
Wow, 7 out of 10.
7
Weeks
out
off.
of 10.
Weeks off.
7 out of 10 men leave. But mentally, that's a tough thing for them. And I'm not giving by no means giving him an excuse.
Right, I understand. Yeah.
And but it was just a bit much. And he told the counselor, I just thought I thought she was gonna die, so I needed somebody for my kid.
Right. And Michelle, we do want to come to those comments too. Go ahead.
Through all this, and even in the state that you were at and that we're in now, how did you not get bitter? Because I know women who ain't been through a quarter.
Okay, and I
drop pink. I know there's probably
I have to address
stage.
that.
Okay, yeah, because
it
bitterness
took me 2 years.
Okay.
It took me. I was. And I get a little teary-eyed every time I say this. I thank God that he did not let me die in my hatred.
Yes.
I hated him.
Yeah.
I hated the father of my children. For 2 years. And I don't even want to say the pastor's name because I don't want to give him credit. But he preached a sermon called "I Whip My Hair." And he talked about Samson when he lost his hair, and when his hair started to grow back, that he got his strength back. When my hair, and at that time my hair was starting to grow back from the cancer, I had these thick curly locks that was just coming
Come on,
back,
Halle Berry. Come on.
And he said as Samson's hair grew back, he got his strength back.
Right.
And that Sunday I got free. But it was 2 years later Had I died hating that man,
Went straight to hell.
yeah. You
No,
know,
no,
you- or- you know what I'm saying?
that's
Yeah.
debatable.
Or just
That's debatable. I
Bitterness.
gotta
Because
ask.
I say bitterness is a form of
Bitter-
witchcraft because
bitterness
you
is
become
terrible.
stuck. You become stuck in what it is. You have to release it because they don't
you
even worth
you
it.
gotta forgive, but
for
it's
you,
not that
but
simple
even
though.
more than
It's not.
that,
No, it's
I
not.
could have died.
Yeah.
Because as Dr. Morrow said, Dr. Lyons, stress is not your friend.
Right.
Going through
That's my-
cancer.
that's-
When
yeah.
I flew back to Memphis from her, I hate I said her name now, but when I flew back to Memphis, she said, and I remember standing in Roadhouse on Winchester, and she said, I never counsel to leave a man.
Mm.
She said, if you ever say that I said this, she said, I'll deny it.
Oh, wow.
She said, but baby, you ain't got yourself nothing. She said, save yourself for your children. And that's how I was, even after having let him come back, that's how I was able to just let go. So when he left that next time, stay gone, brother.
Let me
Stay
ask you
gone,
this
bro.
though. But let me ask you this.
He
Though.
left.
You know, hey, look. I had God tell me one time, don't take your ass back into something I done freed you from.
Yeah.
Because when I beat him, you gonna get some of these licks because you in the space.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Get
I
your
don't want
ass out.
nobody's
When
whooping.
they tell you to leave, get your ass out.
That's it.
So let me ask you this though. You let him back in.
Yes.
What was happening mentally that that told you to, or spiritually, that said, hey, let him back in, try to fix it?
Really? And I have the video of this. My son saying, when is daddy coming home? When is daddy coming home? He was just almost 2 years old.
Yeah.
I want my daddy. I want my daddy. He was sleeping in the curve of his arm. And it wasn't even for me at that point because, again, I was in hatred. You know, I hated that man, you know, but looking at my son and saying, here's another black boy. He already has a son that was his namesake that he had already left. So here's another black boy fixing to have a father that's not in the house. So the guilt of that made me say, okay,
Let's try to work it out.
Let me ask you, did you blame yourself at all at that time? I mean, scan your brain and think when you let him back, did you ever tell yourself, well, maybe it was because I know the cancer, that's one thing. Maybe it was because I didn't do this, so I didn't do it. Did you blame yourself at all
Like
at that
when we
time?
blame it on sex or looks or
Or even better, let me take it a step further. What was your role in the marriage not working? Do you have anything, any responsibility in the marriage not
this
working?
is what he said to me. The 13 years later, you know, he told me, I need to talk to you because he was going through his own, becoming sober and all of these different things. I did say that.
You did. You did say
and
that. I
he
really
wanted
go
to
down that
have
rabbit hole,
a conversation with me. You know, they go through the programs and all that stuff. So that was part of. And he said, Tanya, you were a wonderful mother, a wonderful wife. He said, I spent a lot of years resenting you because every bit of work I did, people attributed it to you because you had money.
what we said was
Boy, man, ain't nothing worse
So
than a
he-
man that's jealous.
So he
Mm.
said,
said-
and
we
he
said
admitted,
ego.
he
Mhm.
admitted, and that's why I said I can deal with him now. Even not hey, how you doing?
Mhm.
But he admitted that he was jealous of my success, even though that was the part of the plan to use my success and my money to get, to build a church basically.
Damn.
But he said he resented it because people said you wouldn't have had none of that if it wasn't for her. And he said he would hear that all the time.
I'll be celebrating that shit. Man,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's me.
and-
We together.
Yep.
Yeah.
When the last time you gave him a little
even-
bit? When the last time you gave him a little bit?
Who tell me that? No, he didn't like sex. But
Whoa,
anyway,
wait, hold on. What?
daughter can't think that.
Well, he liked it enough to produce two.
Yeah, 13 years. But
Oh.
anyway,
This,
I'm gonna go sit down with Rico in the corner.
power was.
hold a minute.
Hey, I literally watch you grow up. So look, it's
Yes.
amazing. This is amazing.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So the Eddie
But-
Long. Oh, well,
But the Eddie Long component of it was, and that's why I said I really can applaud Bishop Long, because Bishop Long did say, you know, don't let your marriage go.
Right.
Don't do this. You know, he said if you do leave, don't use the new birth name. So that's why his church was end up calling the birth, not new birth, because Bishop Long said if you leave your wife, if you leave your children, don't use the new birth name.
It's poor on branding.
Yes.
So, you know, I mean, look, we ain't got to make this one salacious. It got its own legs, man.
We didn't have to go to that.
So let me ask you this. I think we got about 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Will you marry again?
It's gonna take God, Jesus, and 11 of the 12 disciples.
Yeah,
We
Jesus
gonna
got to
get
come
right,
say,
right,
he got to
right.
come meet you in a
Judas,
dream
right.
and say,
Yeah,
wait a
man.
man.
Out, but
Right.
God, Jesus, and 11 of the 12 disciples.
And is there a value to you getting married to a dude again? Hold that
Is
thought.
their value?
Michelle, don't we have video? Okay, run that video.
What can a man get from a wife that he absolutely cannot get from a girlfriend?
Mentality, permanent, covenant, favor, vows, stability, emotional and spiritual oneness, the greatest commitment between a man and a woman, anointings, principle, morality. The list can go on, baby. The list can go on, baby.
I need to hear from the men.
I think it's hard to follow that without saying some toxic. True.
Come on. Come on,
But
Ace. Keep it
women
real.
will give all that to a without that marriage and that ring still.
Keep it real.
And so a lot of men don't feel incentivized to go to that next level because I'm getting all those things that you just said
Can I ask you a
for
question?
free. What's up?
Don't most men require that before they say that they'll marry you, right? Because most men will say
No,
that
that's
they
the game. What happens is you allow a man to put you on layup.
Tanya over here biting at the bit
Yeah,
to
yeah.
jump. Okay,
See,
okay.
Another 20 minutes
So,
on here.
you know, I have to. I'm coming from a different angle. You know, being someone whose net worth is over $8 million.
Say it
I
again.
have
Say it
to be-
again. Say it again. Go back.
Baby,
again.
say it for the people
Say
in
it
the cheap
again.
seats, baby, because
Thank you. Say it again.
You know, I really ain't gonna get the real numbers, but anyway,
Right.
just say over I have to be very careful with what I align myself with and what I attach myself to. It was a battle to be able to keep. You know, I was a doctor before I met my husband, so it was a battle to not have to pay. If it had not been for a star attorney that said, before you even go to the bank, ma'am, I need you to drop that $10,000.
send him a shout.
You know, Fishman. It's Ballin, and Fishman. I had the managing
Leslie
partner.
Ballin team. Okay.
Yes,
okay,
it was
okay.
the Ballin boys.
Okay, look,
I
hey,
had the managing partner of Ballin, and Fishman.
hey, Leslie,
Randy
we're gonna send you
Fishman.
that invoice for that for this
Yeah,
drop.
Yeah, Randy Fishman.
You're right.
And it was funny because, well, that's a whole nother thing. But
Right.
he was actually another person's attorney, the golfer's wife's attorney, and I saw what she ended up getting.
Right.
Yeah, so I
so
was-
you
I
trying
was
to
in
pull
court
Art
for
Horn
something
into
else.
you trying to pull Art Horn
Yeah.
into the
No, I ain't. No.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm
Fishman
just
was
joking.
her attorney.
I know. I'm just joking.
Yeah,
That
no,
was-
I ain't
that-
pulling
yeah,
Art.
yeah,
But
I'm
shout
just
out to
joking.
Art Horn. You
Shout
are
out
my
to
boy.
my guy.
There go another one. There go another one.
Shout out.
Look at that.
But no, you know, coming from that angle, I have to be very careful. So no, I'm not in a rush. You know, I'm a wife regardless.
Come on.
The Bible says that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So
And
she
what
was
else?
already that.
And
Wait
what
a
else?
minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. She was already there. He didn't find a woman. He didn't find a girlfriend. He found a wife. So she was already that even before he attached himself to her.
Not all women. I'm gonna argue that.
No. I said I
Okay,
am,
thank you.
ma'am.
I'm glad. I'm about to say, 'cause a
I
lot of
said,
people like,
I am.
I'm a find. When he find
No,
a
I
wife, you
said-
ain't doing nothing.
No,
You
I
ain't
didn't
wife.
say that. I
Yeah.
said I am.
You ain't
So
wife. I
I'm
got
called to be that.
Here we go.
I'm called to be that, but it would definitely have to be a king.
Come on now. Come on, baby.
It
All
would.
right.
It would definitely have to be a king. I can't, play little children games.
Y'all want a stepdaddy over there?
Hold on now.
Hey, but
This
you
the
know
marriage
what
I've been
though?
talking about?
Well, look, Kelly, you ready? Look. Hey, look. Her DM finna be so lit tonight, right? After the show. But let me ask you, because here's my thing too, right? And you know, we had, when I say in pre-meeting, we had a fierce debate about, you know, marriage and what the value is to the man, or even possibly to the woman, right? And Angelica was saying the woman is the prize. And okay,
We are the prize.
okay.
Well,
okay.
you
You're
know,
the surprise, but go ahead.
No,
Okay,
prize.
Well, I think it's both, and you know, just the way that marriage has been watered down now. I mean, you can marry yourself almost now. You know, it's been watered down. It's not the covenant that was originally found in Scripture. It's now a contract.
But who was married in Scripture?
Contracts can be broken. Aquila and Priscilla.
Aquila and Priscilla, that sound like two women.
No,
Who,
that's two. It's a man.
okay.
He just wanted to be two.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But real
It's
talk
not.
though, but
Those
in Scripture, they married multiple women.
Yeah.
Well, you
When the
talking about
marriage
Old
was
Testament.
Old
who was
Testament.
married in the
Old
New Testament though? Because I don't know. Who was married in the New Testament?
Well, I just gave you two.
Aquila and Priscilla were married in the New Testament?
Yeah.
Okay. Look,
But-
Kodak
but-
nodding
but
his head
he
like he
wants
know.
some more.
But the point was,
Is that the only
it
people that was
used-
married
it
in the New
used to
Testament? Because
be-
I don't remember New Testament people being married. Who
well, you
else
know,
was married?
Mary and Joseph were married.
Yeah.
Mary and
That was,
well,
that was Jesus'
Mary and
parents. You know
Joseph
who
were-
Mary and Joseph was.
They were and but
Go ahead, give it
okay,
to
we
you.
ain't
we
finna
can
go
walk
down
down
there.
it.
We ain't
We
finna
can
go
walk
down there.
down
Go-
there, you
yeah,
know.
because
But the point was
Mhm.
contract versus covenant.
Yes.
You know, covenants in the in the Old Testament,
Yeah.
they used to take an animal and cut it in half,
Mhm.
and the blood would drip. You would walk between that. There was no going back
Mhm.
because that blood was, you know, it was cut in half. Contracts can be signed and broken.
So now, but let me ask you this, because two questions. One, do you think marriage is a business arrangement? That's number one. And number two, that same covenant, that same lock, do you think you can get that without being married?
Can you get a covenant without being? Can you get the covenant without being married?
Can you have that relational tie? You know, that people swear they get when they get married, and I'm not
Well,
not
the
knocking
thing
y'all
is-
folks that's married. Don't come for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
But
you can have that. You just can't have it biblically.
why not?
Because biblically, they're saying that is a covenant between, you know, a man and a woman.
But why can you not make that covenant without having
Because
that
it involves
pastor,
God.
without having that pastor and that contract?
It involves God.
Right.
It involves
Well,
God.
he says to follow the laws of the land.
He sure does.
So if we're following the laws of the land, the way that marriage is defined in the laws of the land, you got to sign that piece of paper.
So-
You don't even have to have the service.
So
You
but
don't even have to.
so
Once they sign that paper, the service is for your kinfolk.
so without going down the rabbit hole, but this is what
Uh-huh.
I've learned about since I've been
Oh,
elected.
geez. When he
Uh-huh.
said
That
that, we
every
going down
single
the hole.
thing that the government is involved in
on.
is so the government can make money. Kojak,
Yeah,
you had a question though.
absolutely.
I believe that. I
Kojak,
believe
Kojak,
that.
you had a point you was trying to make just a
Absolutely.
second ago.
I
Yeah,
And
go ahead.
I was speaking about the contract. That's
Mhm.
what I was talking about. The actual contract, the signing, the having the marriage license, going there, getting an actual marriage license.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
My thing,
Without
my
yeah,
thing.
and you have to do less for a marriage license than you do for a driver's license.
Come on,
Exactly.
Yeah.
man. You know.
Less.
My
Less.
my thing is you know, because I and y'all please, I don't know why I keep on asking for a disclaimer, y'all. I just need grace. So my thing is you know that a marriage to me is a spirit tie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And to have, you know, this preacher, you know, I can marry folks. I can marry folks,
Oh,
and I don't
Jesus.
even have to
Don't
know
let
who
him
you
do
are.
it.
I don't
let
even
him
have
do
to
it.
know you.
Don't let him
Yeah.
do it.
Right?
Yeah.
And to have this individual who does not know your heart say you know, solemnize you and say this is what it is now, and he has no idea that you know, you over here looking at her bridesmaid or she
That ain't
just
for him
Well,
to know.
well, you
No,
can
that's not
marry
true.
a
Okay.
person's
Yeah, that's not-
avatar.
that's not-
Yes, you can. You
Yeah.
can marry a person's
you go,
avatar.
avatar.
You missed
You
him.
can marry a person's avatar. That's
Mhm.
why the value that I held on to at one time, and again, this is no reflection on my church.
Mhm.
This is how Tanya Lyons, who has been through this thing, feels.
Mhm.
That a person can say one thing and live another.
Mhm.
We have so watered down marriage that there's a show called Married at First Sight.
Come on, you're right. You're right about that. You're right. And
Like
they
we
ain't
have
got-
so watered it down that they do an experiment with putting these two people together and seeing if
With
it's gonna
compatibility.
work.
Right, right.
But when
Yeah.
you are in covenant with someone, that's why I say, marriage is a contract, the way it's defined now.
Yeah.
But when you are truly in covenant
That's
with someone,
different though, right?
that's totally different
Do
because
you need the contract for that though?
you don't need a contract in order to have that tie with that individual unless you are, trying to do it biblically. Of course, biblically they say follow the laws of the land. So again, I'll come back and say that. But good relationships,
But the laws of the land are
Oprah and
biblically,
Stedman have never married.
but they're married. But the laws of
They
the
are
land
married.
biblically,
Okay. Yeah, 30,
but the laws
40
of the
years.
but the laws of the land biblically also said slaves obey your masters.
That's
and
true.
so
That's
so
true.
so
It don't
so
matter.
that's
This
why
is-
Right.
that's
This
why
is-
that's
this
why
is
that
what I gotta
I
say
had
about
trouble with
marriage.
it.
I believe you can have a covenant
No.
without a contract. I
This is-
believe you can have a covenant without a contract. I believe you can have a covenant without a contract.
And Lord help my words, I make sure I'm saying this right. So back to the clip about what's the difference between a boyfriend and a girlfriend. The accountability when you are married is different than when you fornicate and laid up.
Why?
That's one.
Why?
I don't
I'm
know.
asking
married
why.
and it wasn't.
I'm asking why.
You gotta
I
ask.
was
You gotta
married
ask.
and it
I'm
wasn't.
asking you.
You gotta ask Jesus.
Do you
ask him-
believe that?
I do believe.
Why?
that.
Well, why?
I
Tell me
do-
why.
Let me finish my point.
Okay.
though.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
The accountability is different.
Mhm.
What comes along with marriage is different. All right, there's strength in numbers, and it's almost like God, because you have a covenant. Your marriage is in a covenant. Is God, you, and your husband. So even what her husband did to her, the accountability and the backlash he gonna receive gonna be different if your boyfriend did it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's almost like by
Yeah.
being
I
married, you have a
disagree with that.
benefit. You
I'm
gonna let me finish though.
okay,
There's gonna
I
be a
am gonna let you
benefit. There's a
finish.
benefit of God being involved into being married.
Yeah. That's true.
There's strength in numbers, and if you don't believe it, get married. And just like when you fornicate and laying up, don't nothing happen to you. Get married. Watch the enemy attack.
No,
See, and
so
he
let-
knows that. So
Okay,
if you don't
look,
believe
look
it,
at
go
it.
get
Look at
linked.
Michelle.
Go get your husband. Go get your wife. Test it out. Test out the
But
theory.
Now let me
Yeah.
respond.
And then watch
please.
how everything just come out. You remember the people we talking about? Oh, they want to slide in your DM. Nobody, you get a ring. Everybody just coming.
Yo, that's
the
true.
because the devil knows that. He know that people like you think like that. So get married and watch how you be attacked. Just they said you want to know the word, try the word, whatever the sign, try it out, and you'll see. That's
So they
that's the
slide
thing,
in your
that's what it
DMs.
is.
That's what you're trying to say. But
God
but
created
here's
covenant.
my
Somebody
thing.
said that. Thank you.
Yeah,
God created
God-
covenant.
God
did.
What man did to it, it doesn't matter. Just like
Man
you put,
fucked it up.
Well,
I
they
can
just
tell
like
you
you
that.
put weed
changed
here,
the contract.
Man fucked it
weed,
up.
cocaine, all that. Things God put all those things here. It's we abuse
We
what He
abuse
puts
that.
here. He
We
put
abuse
food here and pork.
Yeah.
We abuse. He put them animals on the whatever the boat with Noah. We abuse those things. We do.
Okay, but here, so before you run me off with rakes and pitchforks,
I am.
Here's
Better
my-
watch out.
I
You better
know,
watch
right?
out,
I know.
too. You better watch
Here's
out.
my
Try the
here's
spirit by the
here's
spirit. I
my
got you.
slight my respectful pushback.
Come on.
All I'm saying is that boyfriend, if he mistreated her, is gonna be treated the same way as that husband that mistreated her.
No, that's
You know,
not true.
Hell
That's
is the
not
same
true.
hell. What
That's
you're
not
saying? He's going to
true.
a deeper level of hell. No,
No, I'm talking
it's-
no. God ain't gonna wait to hell. He
Yes,
gonna
he
give it
is.
to her.
If
He
there-
gonna give it
wait a
to her
minute, wait a
on
minute,
earth.
wait a
No,
minute,
you
wait a
missed
minute,
that. I
wait a
didn't
minute,
say
wait a
that.
minute.
On earth.
Wait a minute.
On
if
earth.
if there was covenant, you know, if there was covenant, because I just don't believe you have to have a justice of the peace or another preacher that don't really know y'all, or whether he knows y'all or not, he don't know your hearts, to be a go-between between you and this covenant and God.
She didn't say it had to be a
But
preacher.
the thing about it is, the covenant is what really matters.
That's my
But
point.
what you can take it a step further, because if you have that covenant, then the contract shouldn't be a problem. It's when you
Thank
got
you.
it's when you got the contract only that the covenant becomes
When
a
man
problem.
put their finger in it,
So
when
it
man put
always-
their
we
hand in
always-
it.
As human beings,
That's
as human
why-
beings, we always want something without having to give all of to have that thing.
Right.
I want the covenant,
Yeah.
but I just don't want the paper to have my bank account.
Yeah.
Oh, I want the
But it
covenant.
shouldn't be
but
a
I don't-
problem.
No, which one do you? It's just you gotta have. It's all or
if you
nothing.
truly,
I'm sorry.
if you truly have the
bank
covenant,
account?
the contract
I mean,
shouldn't
not
be a
bank- I'm
problem.
Let me ask a question.
But and
I'm-
you
yeah.
you wouldn't
Okay.
when your hearts are tied together, you know, you're going to want to, as they say, make an honest woman out of that man, out of that woman, and an honest man out of that.
Was she
you know,
dishonest before? Let me
so
ask you
all
this
of
question.
Oldest unto God.
Let me
Somebody
ask you
said
this
that. Thank
question.
you.
But see, here's
Yeah.
two things. One, damn, Kojak, am I in this shit by myself?
Yep, now,
But
what's
look,
up?
Me and
no,
my
don't
wife
worry.
I got
got
my
a
people
beautiful
in my
covenant.
chat.
But
We
look,
ready. I
But
told
look,
y'all
the
now.
second thing is this.
got a
The second
beautiful
thing, and this is my last point because Michelle been wrapping us up for about 30
Yeah, I
minutes.
got Zubu, my
But
baby
look,
waiting on me.
But let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
How much does what society says your marriage should look like, play a role in this? And we cannot not factor that in.
Yeah, society has a role in it, but
Mhm.
at the end of the day, you're talking about two individuals making a decision. And if those two individuals' hearts are tied, see, we don't see.
I think that's what
we
matters.
don't see. I had a situation today. One of our church members, her sister-in-law died about 3 weeks ago. Her brother was married to this woman over 30 years. Within a week, the brother died. So her brother. So that's the husband and wife.
Right.
You saw hearts that were tied together like
right.
that. That's covenant.
Right. You're right.
You know,
But
so
you don't
those
need
hearts,
a preacher or justice of the peace for that.
they didn't.
That's my
They
point.
didn't need that. But and so to the point of that, the funeral home couldn't even get the money because the wife was the beneficiary, and
Gotcha.
she had so their hearts were so knitted together, and that's the way that God wants us when we're in relationships, when we are in covenant in a marriage, because again, we have so messed up the definition of biblical marriage.
Absolutely.
He meant for our hearts to be so tied together that one couldn't beat for the other.
But there was no, but there was no
That-
government
yeah.
contract back
It wa-
then.
yeah.
It was anyway.
Marry Jesus first.
And if it was
Oh,
just,
Lord,
if it was
marry
just
Jesus
them-
first.
if
Marry-
it was
Jesus
just
wants
them
you
jumping
marry
the
him
broom,
first.
Right.
They didn't have to sign no
Thank you.
paper.
That's
They
what I'm
jumped the
saying. Right.
broom, and God looked
Right.
at that the same
Right.
way.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, we come up with all these rules.
Come on, and we
We
fuck it
come
up.
up with all
And we
these
messed
rules.
the whole thing up.
But the covenant, again,
It's
the
the key.
covenant is
I-
the key.
I
Yeah.
want y'all to get married and see how you be attached. Okay, just
Uh,
try it
uh,
out.
you
yeah,
just tell them stop
yeah.
jumping in your DM, Angelica.
Just try them out. I don't get attacked by no
Lie.
DM now.
We know they jumping in your DM. Look.
Thank
But
you.
look,
That's
hey,
that's the good.
Kojak, okay.
Really, Kojak?
Look, Kojak decided to jump in, right? Come on, Kojak, before Angelica had to leave.
Now, to the doctor, I want you to speak to the ladies that's going through what you went through and give them a little something,
Look at
inspiration.
Oh,
Speak to the camera and, talk to them. Give them just some advice. If they going through
Advice.
some of the stuff that you've been through. You've been through a
Your story is
lot.
incredible.
Yes. Love yourself
Ooh, come on. Key.
first. Love God, number one. Then love yourself. Marriage is not 50-50. Relationships are not 50-50. It takes 100 and 100. You need two whole people joining together. So make sure you're 100 before you try to give any of yourself to someone else.
And there you have it, y'all. You've been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Make sure you tune in next week. This is why we're the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. We'll see y'all next week. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Boom. Great job, man.